Run probe data. This looks to be an easy run. I think we could use that right about now. This is where we just exited. It needs to be closed permanently. Your next target is this structure at Op Point Baker. Freeze video. Intel suggests that this is the main distribution point for materials from the underground facility. It should contain some good salvage. Run video. Freeze video. The entrance to the next underground site is here. Here are your objectives. Eliminate the elevator shaft at Able, neutralize the barracks warehouse area at Baker, and our final rendezvous will be at Op Point Charlie. We don't have any information on fixed emplacements, which doesn't mean that there aren't any. The Jaguars know we're here, and judging from radio traffic, we're approaching the actual mech factory. Ratosh Osis is especially furious, but we've kept a step ahead of them so far. We'll continue to monitor communications.
Alright, welcome to this Let's Play. I'm Wheel Trouble, your host, and this is the 7th episode in our Let's Play MechWarrior 3. This is going to be Operation 2, Mission 3, and let's go ahead and take this salvage out of the way. I have a Thor, so I am going to go ahead and upgrade from this silly little medium bushwhacker that I've had, and try to outfit this heavy Thor for my purposes. In our last mission, we had just gone through a supply cave that was being used by the clans, and now we're trying to get to the new mech factory. So, once we get this done, we'll start taking care of that. And if you look, we're actually now finally starting to approach our salvage threshold of 900 tons. So, after this mission, we're going to have to start being a little bit more choosy. And let's go ahead and see what we can do with this Thor here. See, that's going to be nice. An extra few tons going from that 55 tons to a 70-ton mech. Now, I could run the C, which, a couple lasers, the streak, and the AC-20. The sad thing is I absolutely stink trying to aim with those ACs, so I'm hesitant to rely on those heavily. So, I don't know, I might keep it around. It's heavy, but when you hit, it knocks things down really well. So, in MechWarrior Online, the AC-20 is actually my favorite thing to use. First things first, give us a good AMS. Pull the heat sinks out of the torso, perhaps? Well, let's mess with this. Okay, I don't want jump jets. There is no reason for this heavy mech to be jumping. That'll free up a few tons for us. Now, last episode I had mentioned that we could put weapons in the legs. The reason that I do not is the simple fact that your weapons do fire out from where you have mounted them. So if you mount them on the legs, they shoot from the legs, which is close to the earth. So if you're trying to shoot over a hill or terrain like that or out of the water, you can't. So I try to keep the weapons up high, the cooling down low. Give us a few more lasers. And see how much armor we can throw in here. That's one nice upgrade they did for MechWarrior 4. They have this little button that just says max armor, and it pretty much takes care of all of it for you. So we have 4 lasers to work with, the SRM-6, and like I said, I'm going to go ahead and try to hang on to this AC-20 just so I can improve my aim before the end. The AC-20 does a hell of a lot of damage, and I don't really want to lose that. Yeah, I'll leave it in its own weapons group. Now, the Ultra AC-20 is actually a short-range weapon. So, keeping it in with the short-range weapons, if I was good at aiming, would be absolutely wonderful. It'd be a devastating punch to the enemy mechs.
Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems
heat test there, and we're not even breaking a sweat, so plenty of cooling on this mech. A couple of harassers.
Targeting.
And a firefly. I'm gonna not read through that. We've been introduced to those already.
Consider it.
And let's get some friends out there.
Targeting.
He's going to be my primary focus.
Primary objective
I think
complete.
we're about to have company.
Thanks, Dominic. I didn't really care if you hit the cargo lift, but whatever. Kind of a scorched earth policy. And you could actually see the Firefly's AMS taking out a few of my missiles. Since heat isn't a concern, as long as I maintain a lock, I'm not going to lose sleep. Oh, this Firefly's stupid, going straight for my mobile field base. That means he's going to be standing still for me.
Contact. Taking the lead. Inform Star Commander Trevin that we are engaging the enemy.
Guarding the MFBs, Lance Leader.
Thank you, Dominic.
Alpha Star in place.
Easy targets. Take them and let's move. Holster fire, Lance Leader.
Oops. Some friendly fire made it. Now these harassers are going for MFBs too, so we need to make sure that they go away quickly. And again, we have to be careful. We don't want to destroy our own guys. That's the reason I'm holding my fire, for those of you wondering. Now I've got a good clean shot. Oh, great, another mech. Dominic looks like he's got him under control, though. I hope. That harasser's close to gone. He's got some friends here. We're just gonna have to be fast with it. If we lose one of these mobile field bases, we're gonna be in trouble for the rest of the game. I thought the streaks were supposed to not fire until you had a lock. Oh well, I'll just live with it. Maybe they just group better. As soon as we're done with this match, I'll pull out the manual and see what it says while we go to the next area. Okay, so he got that mech out of the way. That was nice not having to order him to do everything. Please don't get my...
Hey, you're shooting at us.
No, well. At least we took care of everything. Alright. Time to pull out the weapons manual for the streaks. Give me a second. And I need to get to the repair zone. Although I'm doing fairly well, I want to go ahead and resupply. Now that I'm holding position, I can actually focus on this manual a little bit more.
Targeting.
There's no real index, so I'm having to be quick about this while I glance through, just thumbing. Here we go. Definitions. Let's see. And fun, they're not in alphabetical order.
We have arrived and are ready to deploy.
Okay. Short-range missiles and streak SRMs. These direct trajectory missiles are... pay attention while I line up. Okay, these direct trajectory missiles are more powerful than long-range missiles, but only accurate at short range. The Streak variant has a smart targeting system that prevents it from being fired unless it is locked on and almost guaranteed to hit. Ammo is limited. So, why did my Streaks dumbfire? Oh well. Guess I just gotta live with it. Okay.
All repairs
So
are done,
we are
and
rearmed.
we're out of here. Waiting for rendezvous coordinates.
And yes,
Roger
last
that, Lance
episode,
Leader.
when I was
Transferring now.
describing the Light Horse guys, I totally mispronounced the stupid thing. It's Eridani.
We have arrived
So the
and are ready to
Eridani Light
deploy.
Horse.
Yes, sir.
My apologies
Refitting
for all of
mech.
you purists. I'm not going back and fixing it. So there you go. You've had your fun. Another episode where I mispronounced things a little bit. Anyway, get him resupplied, and let's go see if there's anything small we can take out. And you'll notice that this cockpit looks far different than the Bushwhacker did.
Your mech is fixed.
Much more
Moving out.
visibility, which I tend to enjoy. Fun note, the Thor's cockpit is off-center. That part kind of drives me nuts
Waiting
in
for
tight
rendezvous
technical
coordinates.
sections, but the fortunate thing is there's not very many of those.
Roger that, Lance Leader. Transferring now.
But yes, they actually did keep that part in mind too.
We have arrived and are ready to deploy.
Okay.
Targeting.
Strider. We've talked about them before. Dominic can go after him.
Yep.
Should be an easy target. That would be the extreme range of these missiles. Let's see how they do.
Holding the
Yay!
bridge. Enemy pressing forward.
Rear of the side torso. Fair amount of damage on that hit. He's gonna go down quick. Okay. That was solid. And in case you're wondering, no, I'm not comfortable trying to use my UF-20 on a light mech.
Targeting.
And, ooh, a Puma. Alright,
Okay.
Pumas are one my favorite light mech in the whole game. And before I go and read the dossier on them,
Targeting.
basically it is a clan mech, and it's a small version of the Daishi or the Dire Wolf, depending on your particular flavor of it. A lot of my friends who play insist on me calling it the Dire Wolf, but MechWarrior 3 was my first real foray into the game, and so Daishi is what's stuck in my head. And let's move in on him quick, since I've essentially set this up to be primarily a short-range vehicle. Meaning that I absolutely suck at long range. Now, these little guys have a top speed nearly 100 kilometers per hour, so I'm going to take them down fast. And you'll notice there's a pair of these guys. And their primary variants, and like I said, they're my favorite, so I know what they're carrying. They've got a flamer, which all that does is heat me up. I've got great heat sinks, I'm not worried about that. But they have 2 PPCs, which are some of the strongest lasers in the game. They are the strongest lasers in the game. They take a while to regenerate, but when they hit, they pack a wallop. And it's the only laser, because it's a particle projection cannon, that can actually have knockback effect. So I want these guys down fast. Okay, you'll notice the AC-20 actually did knock him down. Lovely little device. Because it slows them down, and when they're knocked down, they can't fire. There's one. Oh, and he was begging for his Star Commander. Oh my goodness, how many of these things are there?
Targeting.
Ugh. Okay, we've got an entire star of these stupid things, it seems. Okay. And Payne's knocked down. Hopefully he's not out. Oh no, he's not. Good. Okay. Just the bad graphics. He's hit. No, Payne, you idiot. Yes, I just hit my own guy. Okay. Now this guy's being dumb. He's standing close enough that my Ultra AC-20 should be able to hit every blasted time. That's another one down. And you'll notice that this close, I'm not even bothering to retarget. I'm just shooting till they fall. And my streaks are out of the game. Great. Okay, I am just down to my lasers. And it's just me, since Dominic couldn't stay out of the firing range. Okay, I gotta protect my center torso, but at least they're not pummeling my back. I love how it's trying to get a laser lock when I have absolutely no ammo. You know, now I'm kind of wishing I would put that long-range laser in the weapons group. Oh well. My rear side torso is not doing well. Gotta be careful with that, because if I lose that side torso, I lose that arm. Okay, that took care of his PPCs. All he's really got left is his flamer. And there's not much to him anyway. If I hit anything, he's gone. Of course, that means I need to actually hit him. There we go. Okay. There was one left, I thought. No. Okay, good. So we got through all of the Pumas.
Targeting.
Wait. What did I just see?
Targeting.
There it is. Okay. Well, he's not chasing me. Let's go rearm. Take these guys out and then get back to the mobile field base for a little bit. Take care of most of them, and that's the big thing. Still irritating that we lost Dominic, but nothing we could do. We'd already pulled the trigger by the time he was marching backwards. And you might be wondering why the Pumas were so easy to take out. It's really only because they were being piloted by the AI. Most human players understand that the light mechs, your power comes from your speed. Oh, crap. Aircraft. Okay, you guys have seen how bad my aim is in this game, and these aircraft are the pits. Because unlike the small vehicles or the elementals, where they're at least on the ground, these guys just come in, swoop in, and end up being a big pain in the ass. And they carry a large laser and 2 Streak SRM2s. So the streaks aren't really the concern, but those lasers, ugh. Usually what I do is I'll set my team up against those guys so that I can focus on other issues. Because I'm absolutely dismal at hitting those things. Well, this is a first. At least I haven't lost anything. There's enough damage on my critical components, though, that my vision's fuzzy. Let's just hope we don't encounter anything large going into that area.
Right, I've disengaged. We have arrived and are ready to deploy.
Sorry about the game lag there. It took a while to understand my commands, and it triggered those audio sequences. There we go. Let's hope I'm right. Perfect.
All repairs are done. You're good to go.
Alright. So we know we need to finish off that Puma and whatever vehicles are near it. So that's going to be our next stop. Oh great. So during that refill I didn't have any spare AC-20 ammo. So what I've got was what I had. That's kind of sad. That thing did a whole lot of damage. Oh well. Live and learn. Hopefully we'll get some more AC-20 ammo this go around. It is kind of like going into a fight with your arm tied behind your back, though. The whole point is to be able to do damage, and when you don't have the weapon, that's just wasted tonnage. And ballistic weapons take a ton of weight. Well, tons of weight, I suppose. There's those helicopters. And all of them out of range. And my streak's dumb firing. Oh well.
Linked fire engaged. Single fire engaged. Group fire engaged. Single fire engaged. Linked fire engaged. Group fire engaged.
Don't mind me, I am just trying to figure out how to
Single fire engaged.
cycle through these weapons so that I can just focus on my
Group
lasers.
fire engaged.
Oh well.
Targeting.
Okay, first things first, let's try to take out that Puma. And yes, in the tabletop versions, at least with the Dark Age game, which is a HeroClix-based sort of thing, you have all sorts of things you can play. You have the infantry, you have the aircraft. So definitely a fun game to get into if you have friends. I'm noticing, though, that it's harder and harder to find the pieces for it. It never really did take off, and part of that was because when it came down to the mech design, they started getting silly on a lot of the more popular designs, like the Atlas. They gave the Atlas teeth, like these weird tusks, things like that. And those of us who've been playing a while, that would be your core base, we all kind of looked at it and were like, why did you do that? And they didn't give us our favorite mechs either, which was another pain in the neck. Okay, this guy's going down. Okay, those PPCs hurt. And you'll notice that that Puma is really small. It only stands 10 meters tall. Don't run away. I need you over here. And that Puma is slowly coming back. Try to get a lock on him so I can at least soften him up. And he runs away again. My stupid streak SRMs are gonna blow up before they actually hit him. Nope, I got him in the rear torso. Hooray! Oh, and you'll notice that my targeting reticle is a square now, as opposed to the circle. Clan mechs have a square targeting system rather than the circle. Fun, eh? Okay, and this is what makes the Puma such a pain in the neck. As long as he's moving, he's going to be really hard for me. Okay, there's one ERP PVC down. That softens them up a little. And that should do it. Oh, come on. There he is. Okay. Now we'll take out the vehicles. Clanner Kappa. Yes, we've gone that far through the alphabet already.
Mech power up
Oh
detected.
god, what now? Well, I just cycled everything. I don't see the mech they're talking about. So we know we're facing off at least one more. Okay. One more APC to take down. Whoa, did I get it?
Targeting.
Ah, there it is, a champion. Okay. I'm going to repair first. I'm not going to take on a champion in my current state. I'm starting to go fuzzy. And, so while I head back, let's talk about said champion mech. It's an inner sphere 60-ton mech, so I technically out-ton it, but since I'm down on the guns, it's going to be a fair fight. It is a heavy, of course. And that one's primary configuration, so it's running an SRM-6, so we're evenly matched there. It has 2 medium lasers, so we're fairly close on par, and it has 2 small lasers. So laser to laser we're lined up, and it has an AC-10 LBX version, so scattershot 10. Now, with that scattershot, if I would have had my AC-20s, I would have slightly outmuscled it. Now, it's also using an Artemis fire control system, and what the Artemis does is it makes sure your groupings when you shoot are a little bit tighter. Which is really handy if you're going to be a precision player. And so I have to watch out for his missiles a little bit. Granted, the SRMs are something to watch for anyway. And the Champion is quite a venerable design, reaching peak production during the heyday of the original Star League. Few examples of the once popular mechs survived the Secession Wars. Most of those that did are in the hands of Comstar or the clans. The Champion's main assets are its speed and weapons payload. Despite being as fast as many medium mechs, the Champion mounts an impressive weapon selection. The price of this was relatively poor armor protection. One of the major reasons that few of these designs survive today, and it's going to be a fairly tall mech. It's running a standard engine, no torso twist, no arm swing, and you'll notice that even though we did say it's an inner sphere mech, most of these mechs are in the hands of the clans. This is because, for those of you that remember from previous episodes, the clans actually splintered off from the inner sphere. There was an inner sphere Star League general, Alexander Kerensky, who took a lot of the Star League Defense Force after one of the major battles, and they just left. It was literally called an exodus, and that was mostly to pull the weapons away from the people.
Repairs are done. You're good
And what we're facing now, the clans are General Kerensky's and excuse me.
Waiting for rendezvous coordinates.
They are General Kerensky's ancestors.
Transferring now.
Who totally, like most ancestors, completely misinterpreted what he actually said.
We have arrived
Power struggles
and are
tend to
ready
do that.
deploy.
Fun note though, most clan leaders actually do tend to have the same bloodline because, again, if you'll remember, the Kerenskys, or not the Kerenskys, I'm sorry, the clans are test tube babies, so they basically go straight off the DNA. Fun little note there. Okay, and so we have 3 rounds remaining with these SRM-6s, so we've practically depleted our streak ammo too. So we're not exactly going into this fight very well armed. Those helicopters again. I'm gonna have to take those out. Let's see if I can't take out the champion first, though. Maybe I'll get lucky and the game will have sympathy on me and not make me shoot down these stupid helicopters. I'm packing mostly short range, so trying to take out helicopters with short range is just not fun. You have a very narrow window in which to hit them. Seems that champion's actually moved forward a bit. Kind of makes me wish I would have put some LRMs on this bad boy, just so I could have used them better. Okay, interesting that he's just bouncing back and forth from behind that hill. Alright. Just inside of the 400-meter mark. Get a little closer so these SRMs can actually do some damage. There he is. Oh, this is a handy little glitch. Oh no, he's actually firing. Alright. Okay. Let's pull up reticle, and since he's just basically gonna hover there... Oh, this is annoying.
Not so easy.
There we go. Alright. Now just to unload. And if he's gonna stand there, I can try to center this up a little bit. His torso's almost gone. That's handy. One arm down. And he's doing the goofy walk again. And we're down to just lasers. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start hitting my Alpha Strike button over and over again, and it doesn't do too much. The heat management's good enough that even if all my lasers did go on the base, I'd still be okay. Get a little closer though so that he's not doing that goofy dance. As you can see though, he's still doing a number on me. He's almost taking out my arms. Okay. Since he's down...
Secondary objective complete.
Good. Okay. So I might get lucky. They might not have me go after the helicopters after all.
Right, I'm
And how close can we get...
Waiting for rendezvous
Alright.
coordinates.
We can get them mobile field base pretty much all the way there.
Roger that.
We'll get them to
Later, transferring
Area
now.
3, and then we'll send them to 4. Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Okay. Kind of a pretty building when you think about it. The Hotel No-Tell. Wonder what kind of operation that is. And yeah, since this is one of our objectives, we're just going to sit here firing at it. It's just that simple. And even though I don't really need to, yes, I'm standing in the water so that my heat sinks dissipate all of that heat instantaneously. Just makes the game that much easier. And I missed. Just to give you guys an idea of how hard these are for me to hit. And they're like that for me in every single game. I just hate trying to hit those things. The elementals are easier. Ooh, I tagged one. And a missile lock for those missiles that I no longer have. I'll try again. Those were just the short-range lasers anyway. It's not like those would have actually hit, I don't think. As soon as these guys go away, I'll consult the manual and see if it tells us what the range is on those short ranges anyway. Okay.
Primary objective complete.
So now I just need to enter the tunnel at Charlie. Let's go ahead and just do that. And while we're walking over there, let's see. Small lasers have a range of 120 meters. Wow, so I wasn't doing much with those at all. But I was using the plan ones at this point. The ER lasers, so 240 with a heat per shot of 2, maximum damage medium as opposed to a traditional small laser or low. But they're lightweight. They're only 0.5 tons, so, 2 per ton. It's not terrible. And they're both rated medium, so you'd have 2 mediums, whereas a medium laser does medium, but generates a 5 heat per shot. So essentially, depending on what medium actually means, the small lasers aren't a bad option. And
Pursuing
yes,
forces,
the next
stick to assigned paths.
the next match will be underground.
We have arrived and are ready to deploy.
I'm not going to worry about those helicopters. We're safe in here.
Op point Charlie. Mission successful.
Let's get the debrief, and I'll see you guys in the last operation for this.
We've intercepted some interesting communications, Damocles 1. I think you'll enjoy this. Roll tape.
The entire star? Lost? Incompetent surats! I should have you all wiping the noses of Sibco brats, not commanding battle mechs. We will hold them, Star Colonel. You will eliminate them or your legacy dies with you. Is that clear, Star Commander? Use your charges and seal the mountain. If you have to bring it down on top of you, those vermin will not escape. Quioth? Af. Star Colonel. Af.
Star Colonel Ratash Osis appears determined to put an end to you, Lance Leader. We've recovered some files out of the distribution facility you've destroyed. Looks like you won't have to go underground blind. Briefing to follow.
See you guys in Mission 4 of Operation 2. Wheel Trouble out.